Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a proxy battle between FIVEFPS and HyperONE. Bottom left, it's going to be HyperONE, our blue Terran player, who is proxying FIVEFPS, the ZERG player in the top right, on Hardwire, the latter edition. This is a Patreon cast, a bonus cast for HyperONE. He is subscribed to me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for $10 a month, which means he can send me one replay every single month, and I will cast it no questions asked, even if it is a proxy against a ZERG player. Which is kind of, I don't know, kind of offends my ZERG sensibilities, but hey, not too much. Oh, no proxies, just blocking. Oh yes, I remember now. HyperONE likes to block hatches with these SCVs. No proxies, just a barracks coming up, and didn't block the hatch. That's the whole purpose of sending two SCVs out. Maybe next month I'll remember that HyperONE does this. He's the only person in the entire world that uses two SCVs to block. SCV says, are there like bunkers coming up? Proxy barracks? No? Well, that was weird. Extractor done, pool on the way. And, there is a bunker. There is a bunker at the third base position here. Terry the actually, this is Terry the Overlord. Jerry the Overlord, go over here. You gotta see what's coming up outside of the field division for your hatchery, man. That's how this works. It's a Reaper on the way from HyperONE. We'll give him a name when the time comes. Crikey. Alright, well, this bunker's gonna finish. I mean, is it gonna get anything in it? Because, like, this Reaper's not done yet, and there's a long way to go, and the vision just popped to where you can see this now. So he knows there's an empty bunker there, but the Reaper's name as it's running across the map is going to be... shoot, where is that one? Clam, that's what it is. Clam, the fastest hands, burrowing foot, under the sea. So reference to Clem, the Terran player. Called him Clam. Oh yeah, and these lings are just like, bam. Kill this SCV real quick, that would help you muchly. Oh, no. Okay, rest in peace, this whole opening from HyperONE. At least he can salvage the bunker successfully, that's nice. Wow. Reaper gets pinned. Unlucky stuff there from HyperONE. Brutal stuff indeed. An expansion down. That's cool. It's got a factory on the way. Also very nice. His army composition currently consists of 0 things. He's got SCVs and he's got mules. So like if 10 speedlings showed up, I think he might just die. But that said, no. FIVEFPS is playing the Serral strategy of getting 3 bases up, getting queens, getting the bare number of Zerglings to stay alive against Reapers, and then macroing your face off. But see, taking advantage of this is HyperONE. He's like, I don't need an army. I'm going to make 1 Reaper, make a ton of SCVs, get my second base up. Going for a starport, 1-1-1ing it here, barracks, factory, and a starport. And then I guess making some Hellions is pretty good insurance against Ling attacks that might show up here, but FIVEFPS is really just droning hard. He's got 33 workers to 24 for HyperONE. Second base going to pop up here from FIVEFPS. So natural base and third base exists now. That's what we're going to call them from now on. Even though the order that which they were expanded to is different, doesn't matter. So Hellions here and another star. Wait, another star? Did he cancel? He was building a starport, right? Where did it go? All right, round 2 of starport production coming up. Was I hallucinating that? There were 3 buildings under construction, right? Is this just taking a lot longer than I thought it was? Whatever. Starport's done now. Everything's totally fine. Hellions killing these unbuildable plates takes them a while, but what else are they going to do? There's no Zerglings for them to kill, so bam. First time I may have seen a Terran player kill these with Hellions before. Lair coming in, Baneling Nest from FIVEFPS, like what the Zerg player's doing. Getting his extra gases, hot stuff. He's at 41 workers to 28 SCVs. The Hellions are going to be cruising in here. That's why you make another, keep making these queens. Get a few Zerglings out with speed. Maybe try to block off potential Hellion run-by paths here with buildings and stuff. Spread creep as much as you can. And then the queens are really the big deal here. Creep to Ma. Gonna get down tonight. By that I mean no! The Hellions came in and totally saved it. Nice. Nice. I don't have a good Duke Nukem, but it's not terrible, I guess. Alright, so these aren't quite YOLO Hellions. They do have an escape vector to the left side here, but can they get out? Absolutely, yes. Some drones are dying. Some Hellions are dying, but not all of the Hellions. And that's 10 drones down, 4 Hellions down, all the way back down to 46 workers. But guess who just popped a whole bunch more drones? This is like Rainer over here. 5FPS is playing this pretty macro-y well. Can he do it when he actually needs to compose an army against what's happening here from HyperONE? And I guess we'll find out. So going for Cloak Banshee is HyperONE. That's why you want to get spores up in your bases around 5.5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. But honestly, having spores, I know it cuts into your ability to produce drones, but like a Banshee shows up and kills 15 drones and you're like, boy, I wish I'd had a spore right there. Ooh, Fast Ghost Academy from HyperONE 2. Nukes. HyperONE loves his nukes. He's probably the biggest nuke fan on the channel. I don't think anybody else has launched more nukes on this channel than HyperONE has. Although there were a couple games, man. Oh no, accidentally killed his own Hellion there. That's rough. But there was a time when mass nuke was kind of the way to go against players like Cyril and Rainer. So I want to say 3 years ago now. And Maru had a couple games where he just launched 50 nukes on the edges of the creep and just completely wore out the Zerg player. I mean, it's some of the most amazing TVZ stuff you'll ever see. And if you ask me for it, I'll pull up a link to it for you, but those were YOLO Hellions. But they did end up getting another, wow, 36 drones have died? It's another 26 drones killed. The Hellions. It's back to 41 workers for 5FPS. Dude, he needs more stuff. Oh, no. And then, well, the Cloak Banshees are here. La la la. By that I mean there's one Banshee, but there is another one on the... Nope, we just made the one. Interesting. Usually if you get Cloak for Banshees, you make at least 2 Banshees, but whatever. I mean, yes, good job, Queens. This is where you need to be, but you also need detection. That's part 2 of this equation. So more and more drones are dying here. I mean, this is HyperONE keeping this Zerg player completely down. Absolutely destroying him, and then the detection shows up. The Banshee gets out. Banshee has 9 total kills, and 45 drones have died in this match in the first 7.5 minutes. Insane stuff. Third base from HyperONE coming up a little bit later than usual, but you know what? If you've killed 45 workers, 45 drones in the first 8 minutes, your third base can be a little bit late. I feel okay about that. I do. Seems totally fine. Widow Mines, tanks. Ooh, are we mechin'? We're mechin'. We got 2 factories, also 2 barracks for ghosts, I'm guessing. Yeah, Tech Lab's coming up, or Tech Lab coming up on that second one. I like it. I like it a lot, and a nuke just going to finish production now in that production tab, top left. Quick plug for the Falcon Paladin store. It's at falconpaladin.store. You can go there to see all your merch needs, t-shirts, hats, mugs, hoodies, pillows. This third base is entirely undefended. We ship anywhere on Earth. We will let you buy in any currency. Most currencies. falconpaladin.store. So Siege Tank Widow Mine stuff's going to be really important here. He saw it! I did not have any faith 5FPS would see that. He's going to catch some nuke damage anyway. Okay, that queen almost died from it. But wasn't directly in the blast, so isn't completely dead. SCVs killed in this game are 5. 62 workers exist for HyperONE. He is oversaturated wholly on his second base and his main base. So redirecting some SCVs down here to the third would be a pretty hot move. More nukes on the way, more ghosts on the way. 2-2 coming in. 5 FPS playing this pretty standardly. Right? Where he's going Ling, Bane, Queen for the opening. He's got a Spire. Hasn't done anything with it, though. What the heck was that? Did he just A-move into this debris? Dude, 5 FPS. Don't do it, man. You have so much to live for, Banelings. I don't... What? He must... Was that a manual detonation X command? What the heck was that? This has been a very bizarre game. I'm going to give it a bizarre rating. More Ghost Academies, because of course. Making a Thor here, too. So, Mech Nukes out of HyperONE today. Should be an excellent time. But for now, yeah, Zerg player just going Banes and Lings and Queens, y'all. He's getting +1 flyer, but he doesn't have anything that can fly, nor is anything in the production tab for that. Widowmine's protecting against Ling run-bys. Tanks protecting against Ling run-bys. And Mech and Nukes combined are pretty hard for lower-level Zerg players to handle. So it seems like a pretty smart play here from HyperONE to use the strategy here, because clearly, I mean, this isn't going to be GM-level stuff, right? So below GM, below Masters even, I think Mech Nuke is a extremely viable strategy. Because finding the dot is hard for us diamonds, man. And retreat! Okay, successful retreat, only 3 drones died. That could have been much worse. Everybody get back to work, you lazy bums. Top left base, 5 FPS coming up. Another nuke coming in down here at the 4th base of 5 FPS. An interesting location for it. I mean... killing gas is not a bad thing here, but the drone kill count is kind of minimal. I mean, are we going to count how many nukes we get here today? I don't know, dude. This ghost is getting inside the main. Big! That was a big connection there. Did that ghost die? This is insane. Meanwhile, Lings and Banes rolling in the 3rd base of HyperONE, murdering everything, including an orbital. And, oh, this is such a good one right here. No! 18 kill Ghost. This guy's got 32. Lings rolling back home. The nukes keep coming, and they don't stop coming. This is more drones down. He's killed 82 drones in 12 minutes. 82! Oh. 36 kill Ghost. 36 kill Ghost. What do you see right now? Well, you're out of energy, so that's not good. You are, in fact, very probably dead. You don't have enough energy to recloak, but hiding in this corner might work for you. Ah, that nuke gets canceled. This nuke, oh, he does it from a high. Oh, this is our guy. This is our 36 kill Ghost who's going to land this one. 5 FPS, your worker count, though. Oh, good. He kept the drones alive that time. He's still, oh my gosh, 94. He's lost 94 drones in 12 minutes. This is not even fun anymore for the Zerg player. Who would ever nuke? Oh, he's in cloak, and he's going to run out of cloak in T-5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cloak on. 47 kill Ghost. It's all good. Everything's doing just great here for 5 FPS. He's at 36 workers. He's lost 101 drones in 13 minutes. Dude, these Banelings, though. Can't quite get a target lock on any of those. And the 3rd base for HyperONE's going to die. The thing that 5 FPS doesn't know is that these bases exist. You'd think, though, right? So killing Hellions with Banelings is great. Did you kill the Thor? No, but killing those Hellions was really important. Dude, this base is the most cursed work location in this game so far. It's a 57 kill Ghost. Don't mind him. Also, this one's going to land. So this kind of reminds me of the match I always talk about where I think Maru just bullied a laser to death with constant Widowmine drops for about 13 minutes. This might be the equivalent of that game where the Zerg just gets bullied to death by constant nuke drops for 14 minutes. I mean, honestly, though. For all that is holy, this isn't even a big mech army. Not like HyperONE has got 15 tanks and 12 Thors here. He's just completely crippled the Zerg player's economy to where he's got a handful of Lings. His army right now is 30 Zerglings and 8 Mutas. I don't know where the heck these Mutas are. Oh, they're coming down the left side. Good for them. There's a turret to stop you, though, so watch out for that. This poor Zerg player. I don't know if he's even looking anymore. Like, is he even looking for the dots? I don't know. Also, turret up. Thor up. Ghost up. The Mutas kind of have to get out of there. Double nuke, left side, right side. Overseer's looking. Also trying to kill this mech forward position. A lot of Banelings are dying on tanks, but that's, I mean, Thors, but that's fine. Is this Ghost in the main base still here? This Ghost in the main base, or Ghost in the shell, as you might want to call him, is still here. Snipe him. You don't have enough energy for that. Never mind. This Ghost... Okay, if this Ghost dies to Broodlings, I'm going to be very disappointed in him. He doesn't have any upgrades, so he's extremely squishy. This Mutalisk has 3 total kills, which probably doesn't pay for himself, but oh, he's going to accidentally scout this base because he's chasing that... No, our guy! Oh, our guy died. Goodbye, Ghost. Goodbye, big-time kill Ghost guy. You're goodbye. These aren't even planetaries that HyperONE has down here. This one's going to be a planetary. Not quite there yet. Dude, this is your army right now. This is your 30 Zerglings right now. Oh my gosh, he's shutting down. That's okay. 2 ghosts killed. 2 ghosts removed from the game. 5 FPS. I mean, he's sitting on a bunch of hatcheries. He just doesn't have any drones. He's got 30 workers with which to do this. Dude, 5 FPS is doing a much better job killing ghosts than he was for the first 12 minutes of this game. He's killed 14 of them. He's lost 117 drones, but, you know, it's 16,000 to 16,000 resources lost, so whatever. Our Mutaflock, our giant Mutaflock of 4 Mutas is going to come down and try to kill this planetary where there's no anti-air whatsoever, killing some SCVs. So HyperONE's at 72 workers. I think he's okay with that. He's okay with losing some SCVs and taking some damage to this planetary, although he's going to walk a Thor over there and try to deal with it. Slow walking Thor, let's go. Lings, Banes, Overseers, in case there's ghosts that you have to deal with here. Obviously. Adrenal glands on the way. I like that. I like the 2-2. I'd love a 3-3 from 5 FPS. We can get this into burning before the Thor... Okay, you can magic box this Thor. Although repairing might be a bit of a problem. And also, if there's a turret there, that's a huge problem, too. So, planetary up. Banelings rolling in, though. And repairs? No! What are you doing? Get back here! Okay, Banelings were distracted a little bit. They do manage to pop that planetary. And they bring the planetary... Oh! Remember when I was like, magic boxing is good, but not when there's a missile turret right on top of your face, though. Actually, that is enough to kill the Thor. Magic boxing, very good. Really, really good. This planetary is burning down. This base is being attacked by handfuls of Mutalisks. 5 FPS could actually build about 10. There you go. He's firing up more and more Mutalisks. And in response, we're making more nukes and more ghosts, obviously. This ghost wants to throw down a nuke somewhere, but I think he just got spotted. The drama. The drama in ghost deaths. It just never gets old to me. They're just so dramatic when they die. This planetary is going to burn down. HyperONE, unload the SCVs inside the planetary and save. They're inside a burning house they could fix right now. Alright, so the Mutaflock's going to come finish this off. I feel like that's... Yeah, he was making Mutas to make sure this dies, which I don't think was necessary. I mean... It wasn't. It should be necessary because HyperONE should be able to save this, but he's not going to. Probably. So let's see. Nuke. Nope, that one got canceled. I think that one got canceled. This one's also going to get canceled. Nice. Adrenal gland helping with that. And this, I mean, we're just going to stare at this burning planetary fortress for a bit here until it dies. Alright, HyperONE's attention was obviously somewhere else at that moment. 5 FPS is being... There's beautiful nuke connection top left. 5PS's attention has largely, entirely been focused on dealing with nukes for most of this game. Hey, another guy got into the main base. You're not our 62 kill hero, but you're working on it. He's just going to try to take killed hatcheries with the power of nukes today. NUKETOWN, USA. I've actually never played any multiplayer Call of Duty before, but I know NUKETOWN's a map. Because by golly, Call of Duty fans talk about that one nostalgically a lot on Reddit. So bottom right's coming back from HyperONE. He's already, I mean, he's so good on base count right now. He's got a command center, 6 orbitals, and some planetaries. No. No. It's all orbitals all the time right now. Okie doke. This is HyperONE doing a science experiment, trying to see if you can just straight up murder a Zerg player with nukes. Like 90% of it is nukes, right? Did that mech army that came across the map accomplish anything? No. Oh, he kills himself with that one. 163 drones have gone down. There's a Widow Mine at the top of this ramp with 0 kills. It's going to get more than 0, that's for sure. Ow. And mech army's present. This little Ling Bane stuff is not going to happen. It's 105 to 49 army supply. Like, some point soon here, I feel like HyperONE's going to be able to just grab his mech and aim it and win. If that's not possible, I mean, it might be possible now, actually. Another ghost goes down. 18 ghosts have given their lives in service of this science experiment of HyperONE. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. I'm okay with that. I like Ultras against smaller numbers of Thors and siege tanks that are kind of spread out, and obviously against Hellions for sure. Hellions are garbage against Ultras. Actually, so the recent trend on YouTube has been for StarCraft 2 YouTubers to put up the tier lists of StarCraft 2 units, and like a lot of people, the Pylon show in particular, I saw theirs in their Discord server, and they had Ultralisk at like F tier. Like the worst, like alone on F tier, the worst possible unit in StarCraft. And I was just like, I mean, they're not like insanely good, but they're not insanely bad either. I don't know. I have a sentimental soft spot for Ultras, really, ever since Brood War. And I love them in StarCraft 2 with that speed upgrade and the armor upgrade, and just they just do so well in offensive capabilities. But I guess the problem is Immortals hard counter them from Protoss, right? And like Ghosts hard counter them in ZVT, so fair, and Lurkers hard counter them in ZVZ. I love this outside the map boundary and nuking all of the overlords of 5FPS. This is a hot move. I approve of this one. He's going to supply block the Zerg in a weird nuking the overlords maneuver. I feel like I'm playing Minesweeper. It says 5 FPS. I don't think you're wrong, 5 FPS. I would also feel that way were I in your shoes. It's a 49 kill ghost. You have some ways to go before you get to our 62 kill guy earlier, but you're working on it. I mean, I don't know that it, like, Minesweeper is the correct game to compare this to necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's hunting individual spots trying to find new, I guess. I guess, yeah, he has to scan everywhere to find the nuke dots. Like he's scanning everywhere trying to find the mines. Like the flags are helping and the red dots are helping, right? Oh, geez, that's a big one. That's a big one. 17 kills. And the main alive? Yes. No, different guy. 15 kills on that one. So HyperONE spending entirely all of his money on more Ghost Academies, more nukes. He's got 3 of them, 4 of them. He's not making any more Thors, or he's trying to win this thing through the power of nuclear launch detected. And just absolutely taking it to these poor drones. 240 drones have died in this game. 240 240. I'm not sure if that's a record on the channel for the most number of drones killed in a game, but for a lower level, like a mid-ranks madness level game like this one is, absolutely. It's gotta be a record. New Ghost. Who dis? 51 workers for 5 FPS. 250. 250. We're making 7 nukes at a time. 7. Siete. Set. Resources lost are neck and neck. 5 FPS has lost about 1,000 more than his opponent. Or, yeah, about 1,000. This is why Mutos against Terran is rough. Thors are mean. Widow Mines are mean. Marines are mean. Turrets are mean. There's a lot of things that are mean to Mutalisks in this matchup, but if you're somebody like Serral or Rogue or Dark, you can handle it. The rest of us mere mortals, not so much, and especially not in a mid-ranked madness style TVZ. I cannot believe that 5 FPS... Actually, I can believe he's continuing to do this. Because his macro in the start of the game was amazing. Do you remember how good he was at macroing up? So he knows how to macro very well. The question of the day here is, can he get any kind of an army up to counter what HyperONE has? Did he lose all... When did he lose all of his Ultralisks? He only had 3. Does tanks kill him? Maybe. Maybe they did. Double nukes across the sky. What does it mean? I mean, look. It's 110 to 119 army supply. 5 FPS. Broodlings almost take this ghost down with 41 kills. Okay, Ultras are ready to rock. They've got 3 attack, 3 armor. They've got a anabolic synthesis and chitinous plating. They are the fully upgradiest Ultralisks you can possibly make. An orbital's going to go down. It should have lifted, but it didn't. And this is when HyperONE decides to make his offensive attack. Again, not a huge army here. It's really not. It's like 5 Thors and some ghosts. Ultras have, again, great upgrades. Jeez, no armor upgrades. Only +1 attack here for these mech units. If they had 3-3, this would not have gone nearly as well for 5 FPS. And suddenly, there's Ultras in your house. They're going after those Ghost Academies. They are going to try to take them right on down. Supply depots getting killed. Supply blocking. Ooh, going after production facilities is super nice here, too. Like, really nice. That Widow Mine tries to contribute. No, say the Ultralisks. And suddenly, it's getting dicey. But Snipe's a good spell. And the Ultras all die. Dude, look at this guy surviving here. He almost took an Ultralisk with him. This guy has got 6 kills. Well, this was a fun Minesweeper game. This is 5 FPS. And GG! Bye-bye, says 5 FPS. And our winner is HyperONE in 28 minutes and all of 2 seconds. So that was... Yeah, I believe HyperONE, when he sent this to me, he labeled it as the single highest number of nukes he's ever landed in a game before. And I think I agree with him. This is almost 300 drones killed. 291 drones went down today, 7 hatcheries. There were 16 drone left for HyperONE. 16 at the end of this game. Did HyperONE, did his macro suffer because he was nuking so much? Absolutely. He, at the end of the game, only had 3 tanks and 5 Thors, so far from a ginormous, scary, maxed-out army. But 5 FPS, he expanded everywhere. He went for a comp that would have done stuff if he had enough money to kind of max out on it, but he just couldn't. Couldn't do it. And the Ghosts sniped the Ultras, and even, I mean, this wasn't going to win. We knew these Ultras weren't going to win this game, right? Of course they weren't. Just lift the buildings, and the Ultras are like, brrr. Again, another reason that the Ultras are kind of bad. They can't shoot up. But, wow. I don't know if these queens, maybe they were trying to come down and transfuse our friendly Ultralisks, but couldn't get there in time. No creep spread down this way. Standing by the smoking wreckage of one of his own nukes is HyperONE's ghost. So, ay caramba, that was... This land, Hardwire has been irradiated for the rest of time. Like, anyone that comes here without radiation protection is going to get cancer for the rest of all time. I've declared it. Hardwire LE is irradiated forever, thanks to HyperONE's efforts here today. So, fun game. I mean, for the Terran, not so much for the Zerg, but HyperONE, I'm sure, had a great time. Ended up losing 32 ghosts in his effort to launch, like, 50 nukes. I don't know, something like that. Dude, 50 mutas died. I did not know 53 mutas went down. Didn't realize there were that many of them made, but I'm assuming Widow Mines and Snipes and Turrets and Thors got them. 32 Creep Tumors, 7 Hatcheries, 2 Planetaries, and 3 Orbitals went down, though. And 4 Command Centers, too, so that's a lot of base death for HyperONE to still win this game. Didn't even have a ton of money either, actually. You know, once again, focusing on nukes kind of hurts your macro capabilities. All right, good stuff. So that right there is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.